In this video, we will learn about famous Greek philosopher Plato. Plato was born in Greece in 428 BC. Let's learn about Plato. Plato is famous for concepts like justice, philosopher king, communism, and his theory of education. Let's start with Platonic justice. His famous book, The Republic, starts with the debate about justice. The debate starts in the house of Glycon and includes participants like Cephalus, Polemarchus, Adeimantus, and Thrasymachus. Each one of them discuss about justice and give their different opinions about the justice. Cephalus tells, justice is telling truth and being honest in word and deed. Polemarchus tells, doing good to friends and bad to enemies is justice, while Adeimantus and Glycon says it's the interest of the weak. And Thrasymachus in the last says it is the interest of the stronger. Now, what Plato has to say about justice. Plato divides human soul into three divisions: rational, spirited, and appetite. And each soul has its own virtue of wisdom, courage, and temperance. He divides society into three classes on the basis of this pattern: rulers, soldiers, and artisans. So Plato's justice is all about a social order, a harmony in which each class performs its functions according to their own virtue. It's about harmony among different classes. Now, the question is, who will rule? Plato says, philosopher king will rule. But who will be a philosopher? Plato answers by giving an example of allegory of cave. He says that there are a group of men in a cave who see reflection or shadows of outside world on their walls. But one of them comes outside and he sees the world of reality. He sees sun, he sees trees, he is able to see the mountains. So those shadows inside the cave are only appearances. It's an ideal world, but the real world is outside. And one who is able to understand or who sees the real world has knowledge. Others have only opinions. And the person who possesses this knowledge, or in Platonic terms, the idea of good, will be a philosopher ruler. For example, the cat we see is an only appearance of the cat. There is an idea or form of a cat which is a reality, and it is that cattiness of a cat which makes cat a cat. The reality is the idea of the cat. Now, Plato is criticized for giving absolute powers to the rulers. The rulers can become corrupt. They may extract the societal resources and wealth. Plato answers with communism of property and wives. He says that philosophers will have common property or will be living in common families. There will be no common marriages. He says no to wealth, that philosophers will not own any wealth. He says that property and families will develop personal interest among the rulers. So from Platonic side, there is a big no to property and monogamous marriage, while he allows a state-controlled mating to produce the offsprings. But how will the system work? Plato says it's through the comprehensive scheme of education that the system will work. Plato believes in state-controlled compulsory education. He argues that if the rulers have knowledge and wisdom, they will work for the benefit of society. So he gives us a comprehensive scheme of elementary and higher education. The elementary education starts from the age of 6 and concludes by 18, and it includes knowledge about music and gymnastics, etc. And it follows 2 years military training from 18 to 20 and then test at 20. Those who qualify will go for higher education. And the higher education will include mathematics, arithmetic, and geometry. And this phase of higher education will last up to the age of 35. And at age of 35, there will be a test. And those who qualify will go for another phase of higher education. This phase will include subjects like dialectics, metaphysics, and logic. And only then the philosopher will be able to understand the idea of good and deliver justice to the society. So that's all. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.